Breaking news from the Middle East. Overnight missile exchange between US and Iran. Good morning, I'm bringing you the latest developments from the Middle East where tensions have dramatically escalated overnight. The United States and Iran have been exchanging strikes in what could be a turning point in regional stability. We have correspondent Madeleine Rivera reporting live from Washington, D.C. with all the critical details you need to know right now. The immediate situation, what happened overnight. According to CENTCOM, Iran launched a series of missiles targeting strategic locations. However, the U.S. military successfully intercepted 6 of those Iranian missiles that were heading toward Kuwait and Bahrain. A 7th missile also failed to reach its intended target, meaning the Iranian attack was effectively neutralized by American air defense systems. This represents a major success for U.S. military operations in the region and demonstrates the effectiveness of our defensive capabilities. But this didn't happen in a vacuum. The Iranian missile launch came in direct response to earlier American military action. The U.S. had previously shot down 4 one-way attack drones that were heading toward the critical Strait of Hormuz. Additionally, American forces conducted strikes on radar sites located on 2 strategic islands in the region. These actions preceded the Iranian missile response, establishing a clear pattern of escalating military exchanges. What this means for ongoing negotiations. This military exchange occurs at a critical time when the U.S. and Iran have been struggling to reach a diplomatic deal. According to the president, part of the challenge in reaching an agreement stems from Iran's reluctance to accept the terms being offered. When asked why Iran hasn't agreed to the proposed terms, the president provided insight into the psychological and strategic factors at play. The president's assessment. The president stated, because they're strong, they're proud. There are things they never thought they'd be doing that they're going to have to do. They've got no choice. And it takes a little while. You're talking about 47 years of getting away with whatever they wanted. This statement reflects the administration's view that Iran must fundamentally change its behavior and accept new constraints on its military capabilities. The president emphasized that Iran has operated with impunity for nearly 5 decades, and this represents a significant shift in the power dynamic. Iran's remaining military capacity. The numbers you need to know. The president also provided critical information about Iran's remaining drone and missile capabilities following recent military operations. According to his assessment, the U.S. has successfully targeted and eliminated significant portions of Iran's military infrastructure. Specifically, the president stated, "We know where their drones are, and most of the drone factories have been knocked out. Most of the launching pads have been knocked out, and most of the missile manufacturing areas have been knocked out, but they still have capacity. They have some missiles, they have some drones. I would say percentage-wise, maybe 21-22% of their missiles. It's a lot of missiles, but it's not what it was when we first attacked. This means that while Iran still possesses approximately 21-22% of its original missile arsenal, the U.S. has successfully degraded Iran's military manufacturing and launch capabilities. The majority of drone factories, launching pads, and missile manufacturing facilities have been neutralized. However, the remaining 21-22% of Iran's missiles still represents a significant threat that cannot be ignored. What Iran is demanding now. Despite the military setbacks, Iran is continuing to press its demands in negotiations. According to reports from Iranian military advisors, Iran is insisting on having access to billions of dollars in frozen assets. Iran is framing this demand as a trust-building measure, suggesting that unfreezing these assets would be essential to moving forward with any diplomatic agreement. This demand represents a core sticking point in negotiations. The frozen assets represent significant financial resources that Iran believes it is entitled to, and the Iranian government views access to these funds as a prerequisite for any meaningful diplomatic progress. The broader strategic picture. These overnight strikes represent more than just a military exchange. They highlight the fundamental tensions between the U.S. and Iran regarding 1. Iran's military capabilities and its right to develop drones and missiles. 2. The terms under which Iran would agree to limit its military expansion. 3. Access to financial resources and sanctions relief. 4. Regional stability and the balance of power in the Middle East. 5. The timeline for reaching a comprehensive agreement. Why this matters for national security. The successful interception of Iranian missiles demonstrates the effectiveness of American air defense systems and the military's readiness to respond to threats. However, it also underscores the ongoing threat posed by Iran's remaining military capabilities. The fact that Iran still possesses 21 to 22% of its missile arsenal means that future attacks remain a possibility. Moreover, the breakdown in diplomatic efforts suggests that negotiations could continue to stall, potentially leading to further military escalations. The question of whether Iran will eventually accept the terms being offered or whether military tensions will continue to escalate remains uncertain. The role of pride and national interest. The president's comments about Iran's pride and national interest reveal an important aspect of these negotiations. From Iran's perspective, accepting the terms being offered would represent a significant loss of face and a fundamental shift in its regional role. This psychological and political dimension adds complexity to the diplomatic process and may explain why progress has been slow. For military professionals and defense analysts, the successful interception of 6 Iranian missiles provides valuable data about American air defense capabilities. The fact that 7 missiles were launched and 6 were successfully intercepted represents approximately an 86% success rate, which is significant from a military standpoint. However, military professionals understand that in real-world scenarios, even a small percentage of missiles getting through can result in significant damage. What comes next? The coming days and weeks will be critical in determining whether 1. Diplomatic negotiations can resume and progress toward an agreement. 2. Military tensions will continue to escalate. 3. Iran will launch additional attacks. 4. The U.S. will conduct further military operations. 5. International partners will become more involved in de-escalation efforts. Conclusion: staying informed. This breaking news situation demonstrates the importance of staying informed about developments in the Middle East. The overnight exchange of strikes between the U.S. and Iran has serious implications for regional stability, global energy markets, and international security. As this situation continues to develop, we will bring you the latest updates and analysis. The successful interception of 6 Iranian missiles is a positive development for U.S. national security, but it does not resolve the underlying tensions between the two nations. Whether this incident becomes a turning point toward escalation or de-escalation remains to be seen. What is clear is that the situation in the Middle East remains volatile and requires continued attention from policymakers, military leaders, and international observers. Stay tuned for further updates as this story continues to develop. Subscribe to our channel for breaking news coverage and in-depth analysis of these critical national security developments.